Yo, okay everyone, hello. Let's get started with the show. And what would be the narration of today? The narration of today would be probably on my way home. I was pondering on the point that what would I bring for today's topic of consideration, and actually, you see, I'm kind of dressed pretty good, and it's because it's fucking cold over here. It's still fucking hot that they didn't let these they didn't let the heat come into our apartments, into our houses, and we don't still don't have any heat coming in into our heaters in our apartment, and that the thing that we experience every season here in my native country, and I don't know how it happens, but it's crazy. It's kind of very cold right now, and I'm sitting dressed right here in front of you, and just I don't know. I feel comfortable with it, and other things are pretty dope over here, and I'm kind of extremely contented about that because all my issues went in right tracks, and their own right tracks, I should say, and was attending I tended to get together with the Native Americans, and we were doing our my English speaking and listening practice as always at our regular venue, and it's kind of a regular place. We all gather together, and regularly, and I'm a regular of those activities also, and. Guys, I'm about to tell you the story that goes as follows. Previous practice we were given an errand, and the errand was to just to solve some riddle, some harsh and extremely troublesome and just very tricky and difficult riddle, and the riddle was kind of some guy lays on the ground, not on the ground, but lays on the surface, and he's undressed completely. He's even maybe bottomless, not completely bottomless, but he has his pants on him, and no any extra things except those pants on him, and he's undressed. He wears only his underwear like pants, and That's all. And he also, excuse me, holds a simple stick in his hand, I should say. Excuse me, I'm not making the right English sounds right here, or just because I kinda want this just flow of my speech to be spilled out of me without just any preparatory process, like any preparation ground, as Native Americans might say. And that's my shtick, that's my thing of all those activities that I do on this channel. Not only this channel, in my life, I should say. And I've got sidetracked again. Back to the track. And what I was gonna say. And that guy laid on the floor, not on the floor, but on a simple surface like ground floor, whatever it would be. Just right now, it's not a point. And he laid, and he held it in his hand like a simple stick, and that was it. And we were all about to guess what had happened with that guy, why he laid on the ground, let's say, and why all this story happened to him, and what was the story actually. And we were just we'd been pondering, I don't know, maybe half of a week, and on our just today's meeting we were just asked again about that riddle, and that guy whose name was Miles, and he asked us again, do you really want to know? He was like, do you really want to know what happened to that guy who lay on the surface or on the ground, or he held a simple stick in his hand, and what happened to him actually? And we were, oh yeah, we want to know, tell us, and not tell us, but we are about to guess by ourselves what happened to that poor guy, and why he just held that stick, and why he laid like helplessly on the ground, whatever. And we just proceeded with our guesses, and I dropped kind of guess that sounded as follows. Were there any aircrafts in that story, and that guy might fall out of some aircraft that was flying over this territory, and he fell on the ground out of this plane, and that's why he lay there helplessly and probably dead. And that Miles guy said, yeah, there was an aircraft in that story, and that was my point that I brought onto the top of consideration about that situation, and that helped. And that nicest girl, whose name was and still is Julia, he proceeded with our guesses, and he laid the opinion kind of something happened further on, and I skipped the point. It's not a point. And we eventually we guessed what happened to that guy, and then we were just clapping mutually, and was making a huge and just very joyful noise about being just being good guys and girls, and because we just solved the riddle of the previous meeting, and we were very glad and just contented about that, you know what I'm saying, again. And what said happened today was kind of a friend of mine. We together with my friend, we were trying to solve some technical issue that occurred to his TV set, and TV set was of the trademark called LG, and that TV set of the trademark called LG was malfunctioning all the way down to the present day, all the way down since the moment he bought that nice TV set, and that was 2 years ago. Just I can't even imagine. It never ceases to amaze me how it might happen that all the way down to the current present point of today, he was not he, but that just I don't know, the weirdest TV was malfunctioning all the way. And why, a friend of mine, he didn't ask me like maybe 2 years ago maybe why he didn't ask me to help me to solve that problem, that technical issue related to that TV set, and how come? I don't even fucking know how come. And we were trying to solve this difficult riddle, previous first riddle of today, but the second riddle in a row, if you might relate to what I'm saying. And the riddle is still unsolved, and we were on it right now, and we are trying just right now to figure out right ways to solve that issue, and we are on it, and just I don't know, I gave him a couple of pieces of advices, and we were just trying to reach out to some service center, and we were replied kind of, we don't deal with that stuff. If things follow the way you told us, then we won't be dealing with that problem, because it's not clear enough what happened to that nicest TV, and they are not just certain about what ways would be to solve that issue, you know what I'm saying, and they're just not so, and they're not just competent enough to solve that issue, and it's a regular issue that might happen to every one of us here in our native country. All those so-called specialists that know, they have no fucking idea what happens to the appliances around us and around them, and they don't just fucking get a point what happens to those electrical circuits inside those nicest electric and electronic appliances, and let alone this poor TV set of my friend. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's been my quick and short recap of today in impromptu and arbitrary way as always. And I don't know, if you like that, just give it a thumb up and share with your own opinions how you learn English, how it occurs to you, and how you feel about it. And that's it about today, and just do what you want with your life and follow your own life tracks, and everything's gonna be brilliant with your own ideas and your own life tracks. And that's it about today, and keep following my activities if you want, subscribe if you want, and leave a comment down below if you want, and it's on your own consideration. See you all, nicest and elite peeps, on my internet channel, and on the internet and YouTube land also. And it's been my just my delirium session of today, and as always, see you all, and have a nice, see you all, bye.